What's up? God bless. Welcome to my story series, where we're going to hear people's stories, their ups and the downs, their mishaps. We're going to see when they went through hell or not and how they got out of it. Stay tuned. Our story's going to be really impacting.
Yeah, because he snatched the chain first, and then I grabbed the chain.
Oh.
And then that's when he tried to put the gun in my stomach, and I let go of the chain.
Right.
And we was tussling with the gun.
Oh, you don't play games.
That's why they hit me in the leg. That's the only reason why it hit me in the leg.
What? Yeah. I see that.
But when my mother had the store, you know, it was like 40 guys selling in the corner right there back in the day. So I used to look at them and be like, dang, they making crazy money, man. Running to the cars, selling drugs. And I'm like, shit, I need to make that money too. What's up? This is Berto from Bushwick, Brooklyn, and this is my story. Millions of crazy stories, man. One story was, I was dealing with these guys, and I kind of trusted them. I've been dealing with them for a while, and he owed me $180. I remember like this was yesterday. He owed me $180, and I met him in the store. And he was like, here's the $180. I'm gonna be in the store counting the money for whatever else I'm getting. So I'm like, all right. I'm already thinking that he's good. But I knew what they did. Like I knew what they was up to.
What the hustle was.
How they rolled. Their hustle was robbing people, kidnapping them. If they don't get their money, you know they make them disappear. I knew this, but I knew them for a while now. I didn't think they was gonna try anything with me. So I went upstairs, got the stuff, went in the car, and the first thing he tells me is, let's move out of here. This guy looked like a cop. And I'm like, nah, I know that guy, we good. And he was like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, we good. Like, don't worry about it, it's my block. And he was like, all right. And then he checked the thing, make sure I gave him what he asked for. He told the guy in the front, in the passenger seat, give him the money. And when he reached down to get the money, he pulled out the gun. And he was like, you already know what this is. And they drove off with me. Once they drove off with me, I'm like, I know what's gonna happen now, man. And they like, yo. And I remember it was a big drought, but I had some other people that got to get it for me. And I'm like, man, I'm done. So this whole time I'm in the car and I'm like, done. They like, you need to get us more. You need to get us more, or you know that you're not coming back home, this and that. Like putting pressure on me. I'm like, there's a drought, like, I can't get no more. And they was just like, all right, then you already know, like, you ain't coming back home, basically.
So where did they take you?
They kept driving. They was driving, we was driving. And I'm like, yo, I try to like put my hand on the door, and they like, yo, move or we'll kill you right here. Like,
you knew that they would kill you right there and then.
Yeah, I'm like trying to reach for like the door handle, like on the low, like to jump out fast. And then he noticed, he like, don't move, this and that. I'm like, damn, So we kept driving, and we in a red light now. And when we in the red light, before they see any car, you know, they'll try to like pull it over. Mm-hmm. So while I'm in the red light, I'm just staring at the detective car, like like yeah, like saying it's wrong, like saying, yeah, like I'm like, yo, saying it's wrong, like. So they doing a U-turn now, the cops, and we in a red light, and they got desperate. They like, get the hell out the car, get out the car. I'm far though from like
home.
I'm probably like 40 blocks from my house.
Okay.
And I got out that car, and I was so paranoid that I ran those 40 blocks to my house.
Run back to the house. Did the cop stop you guys?
I don't know what they didn't stop them. They got paranoid and left because they didn't never stop them.
That's when you said, you know, God bless the cops, right?
That's what I'm like. But they didn't get pulled over or nothing though. They just got paranoid because they knew what they had did. So if they pulled us over, they like.
So knowing Gangster Norberto at that time, what happened after that? I'm sure you called your brothers, your peoples. How you took the matters into your hands?
Nah, I never seen them again, those people. I never seen them again.
Not even heard of them in the hood.
I heard two of them, they killed two of them.
Wow.
And one doing like life in jail.
Well, you reap. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You live by the gun, you die by the gun.
It was crazy though, man. It was crazy, man.
Wow.
I thought I wasn't coming back home because I knew what these people was about.
You knew that that's what they did. It's like
I knew what that's what they did.
Cartel or mafia, you know that.
Yeah, I knew what they did. I knew what
Scarface,
they did.
they'll sew you up.
Because they didn't wear masks or nothing. So it's like they want you to know who they doing.
That is scary.
Yeah, man. That was crazy.
Did you tell your mother, your brothers? What
I told my brothers. I didn't tell my mom.
Obviously.
Yeah, I told my brothers and they're like, damn, that's crazy, yo. Because they knew them too. Like
Did you or they wanted to retaliate?
I did because I didn't like how I felt.
Right. Betrayed.
I didn't like how I felt.
Played.
So I knew I would have did something crazy if I would have saw them. So thank God I didn't see them. But they handled it for me. Did that stop
you from keeping the hustling life?
Nah, I kept going. Were
you afraid afterwards that they will come back for you?
I was more paranoid. Nah, I wasn't, but I was ready this time. Oh, one time we were just eating like a regular day that we were eating in my block, me and my boys and shit. And this kid just come out of nowhere and start shooting and shit, shooting the whole. I thought I was hit. I even felt like high and dizzy, but I wasn't hit. And two of my boys actually died that day, man.
Any prior beef that became?
They probably had beef. Yeah, they probably had beef.
Your boy and them.
Yeah, they probably had beef. But that dude, they didn't care who they was shooting at that point. They didn't really care who.
That's what's called a drive-by.
Yeah, they didn't care. They didn't care.
How do you feel after your boys died? Were you afraid to be in the black for a while, or?
Nah, I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared, man. It takes a lot for me to be scared, man. Like, I don't be scared.
I mean, you've seen a lot, yeah.
I was mad, and you want to get back, like, but I don't be scared. Nah, I don't be scared.
Wow. So, did they get caught, those guys?
Not that I know of, nah. Not that I know of, nah. Nah, they didn't get caught.
The thing is, when you get into the drug game, the gang game, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So once you win that game, you're in the middle of it. Did any one of your boys got out before you?
Oh yeah, a lot of people got out. Yeah, a lot of people got out. And the people that got out is doing better than people that's in. That's what I'm saying, that it's better to do it legit, man. It's a lot of people got out. Well, I remember one time I was like 16 years old, 16, 17, I don't know, on Wilson Avenue too. They was playing dice, whatever, I was there. And I don't know what told me, yo, just get the hell out of there.
Right.
And as soon as I walked away, like three blocks, they were shooting like crazy, and they killed like 3 people.
3 people that they died.
Yeah, man.
So you saying if you would have stood there and I hear the voice of God and that's it.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows what would have happened?
Who knows, man?
Wow. Were you at one time in between gangs? Because I know you. I'm not saying that you were in the gang, but you know this side of the gang. Say a Blood or a Crip or different opposite gang. Were you like in the middle of that?
I was cool with everybody. Bloods, Crip, Lion Kings.
And they respected that.
Yeah, they didn't care.
They knew you hung out with that guy, but in this block you hung out with this guy.
But I was always official, man. Like I wouldn't sit with him and talk about you. I wouldn't do that. So they knew that wasn't me. That wasn't me. So
street code.
Yeah. If you gonna talk to me about somebody, I'm gonna be like, you go tell him. Don't talk to me about him.
Right.
Talk to him about him. That's how I was, man. I always been like that. Yeah.
Wow, interesting, man. Wow.
They worse. Yo, man, whoever used to, if we used to smoke weed, we used to look like a bad person.
Well, now weed is legal.
And now they doing pills, other mad crazy shit now. They doing crazy shit now.
That's true, because of our parents, they always say, no la droga. So droga, which is drug, for also like the white stuff.
Yeah.
We probably got involved with it, selling it or something, but we never did that ourselves.
Nah, I never did that shit.
We don't get high, we don't supply.
Yeah, you never did that shit.
But kids that do
now, whatever's in now, new, they're gonna take. Whatever's in now.
Wow.
Pills, lean, whatever, any of that shit.
Right, it was a code. Don't touch the
You was a crackhead, basically.
You was a crackhead.
To us, if you pop pills back then, you was a crackhead. Yeah, you was a crackhead.
But now it's so normal.
Now it's like, they make it normal. Like to me, my
if
age,
you don't do it, you're not cool in the group, basically.
Yeah, that's not normal to me, though. I still look at you weird.
Yeah, craqueros, because exactly we grew up like that.
Yeah.
So those are watching taking pills, we're craqueros.
Yeah, man. That shit's weird still, man.
So I think there are more consumers nowadays than people actually selling it.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What do you think about
Yeah,
that?
hell yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Back then you had the big dogs selling and the craqueros literally could tell what the consumer, but now kids, you and I,
yeah, young
taking
kids,
this.
young kids, yeah.
School in the back hallways and stuff like that. Wow.
And these songs, and you don't see that new TikTok shit, that perk 30, that perk 10, all that shit. That shit's getting to them.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that shit is getting to them.
My God. So God forbid, your son starts taking not the narrow path, the opposite way. What will you tell your son? What will you do to say, no, that is not the way? He's in high school.
Yeah, he's in high school.
He's gonna meet the wrong crowd. I pray not, but you know that it might happen. He might get into the sins that we spoke about, that we're condemning. He might be one of those. What will you do? Are you close with your son like that to speak?
Yeah, I always told him like about what's right or wrong. You know, there's so much that we can do, really though, because my mom was strict. Like we couldn't even sit in front of the gate unless she told us.
Literally, I couldn't come outside till my mother got home.
Yeah, so I don't really think it got much to do with the parents. When people be like, "I the parents," I don't really think that's the case. But you know, you talk to them and you be real. Like, yo, I'm telling you, like I went through this and this and that. It's not the way to go. And if they take it from there, you try be there the most you can. That's basically it for me.
Okay, talk to me about high school, because I know some things about you in high school. How do you feel when you came to high school? I know you went to Bushwick High School.
Yeah, I went to Bushwick High School.
How was it for you?
It was amazing. That was one of my best years.
Why is that?
Because it was just fun. Like everybody was cool. Mm-hmm. You know, you respect it.
Copy. So for those who don't know, maybe Nambodo doesn't know this. He's a little older than me, not that much older. But for me, you were the high school pretty boy, the handsome guy that every girl wanted to be with. Is that true?
Yeah, I had a lot of girls. I had a lot of girls after me. That, you know.
Copy. So I remember one time, Roberto, you know, as you and your brothers are known at that time, the pretty boy from the block. When you go to parties, man, you shut the whole thing down.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in a party. You probably didn't see me or something, but I said, man, here comes the brothers. I say, let's get out. Ain't nothing for us today, man.
We used to always get that at every party, man. I didn't like that. I didn't like that, though. They just thought we would ruin the party, like we was going to fight or something.
All right. No, you never brought the fight. But we fellas knew that when the three pretty boys came that were brothers, we said, there's nothing for us. Forget about it. The woman got to be on top of them.
Yeah.
So for us, like, man, why are they here today? Not that we hated you guys. So I hated you guys.
The prettiest one will 99% come to one of us. Yeah.
One of you guys. Right. I know that. I remember those scenes. I think I maybe 2 or 3 parties as I was young that I'll be there and I'll say, wow, here they are. But, you know, I know you, for me, you're my cousin. So I never got offended. I was like, man, this guy is a pretty boy, man. You guys had the money. Yeah. You guys had the clothes. You guys had the long braids. Yeah. Maybe we could post one up later on. They can see it. There was a pretty boy. Yeah, you guys were like, what you call it? Hood famous in that time.
That's the exact.
That's the word they called you.
Yeah. Hood famous.
How do you feel when they call you that? How did it make you feel?
Regular, I guess. I don't know. It didn't really get to me like that. It didn't get to me.
Right. Because como you told me earlier, you like the attention, but not to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
You know, compared to how you came to the parties until now, I mean, I can tell you was always a little reserved.
Yeah.
But you may know when you came
felt. I like to be felt like that I got there, that I was there, but not like all the attention. I wasn't like attention seeking, but I like to be my presence to be felt wherever I went. That's
interesting. Yeah. That's great. So in high school, any gangs, any violence? I want to know those deep things like that. Anything
no
you got involved with that?
I would definitely fight a lot. Before a lot in high school.
For what reason?
Really, it wasn't even my problem. I would fight like if my friends had a problem or my cousin or probably one of my brothers argue. I never really had a problem myself, but I didn't care at that time.
So you know, you're that type of friend that will defend the cause,
100%.
meaning that you like injustice.
Yeah, 100%. I'll get in. I'll take, even now, man. I don't like problem now, and I see something that I don't like, or like a bullying in front of me. I'll take it for me. I'll take the problem for me.
Copy. So how you go from being this pretty boy in the party, getting all the women at that time, to being this? Tell me more about the gangster side, about that side. How do you felt fighting in it? Was there and did it escalate?
But that was separate. The pretty boy stuff and the gangster was like, that was always in me. Like my grandfather, my mom, everybody. If you get home and they tell me that you let somebody hit you, I'm gonna hit you. So that already built in.
I got the same way.
Yeah, that already was built in. And my grandfather was no joke.
Yeah.
Like me growing up, I'll see him fighting in the corner. If I'm going to school, I'll see him fighting drunk.
You will see your grandfather was fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know that side of him. Remember, I kind of grew up with you for certain years.
Lots of times. He didn't
for what reason?
He didn't want nobody talking shit to him.
Wow. So you picked it up from your grandfather?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Wow, look at that.
We got a strong temper, man.
Strong temper. How do you feel when your grandfather passed away?
Man, that was my dad.
So I can say he was your third dad?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was my dad, man.
How that broke your heart? What you missed most of him?
Being around him. Just being around him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amita was a funny guy to me. He was the best.
Funny. He was the best.
Yeah, when I got the news, I was also shocked. Like I said, also watching brothers like my cousin, like family in that sense. Not blood related, but you know, we grew up together.
Yeah.
And we still got that love. So any memories of a fight or a battle you had in the neighborhood that went to another level that you remember of? Have you ever been shot?
I was shot in my leg.
You were shot in your leg?
My chain got taken. They took my chain when I was about 16, 15. I don't really remember.
I told the guys it's pretty good how changed and everything. So how was that like? You was walking on the block?
Yeah, I was walking regular. He came out of nowhere.
Snatched the chain.
And I started fighting him with the gun, and then he shot me in the leg. And then he ran, I ran.
You wasn't afraid for your life? When you knew he had a gun?
Nah, not at that age. I wasn't afraid.
Was that the first time you saw a gun?
Nah. I used to always be with one too.
Copy. So that's why you weren't afraid, because you know how to use a tool. You know, okay. Because I would have ran. I would have said, yo, take everything, man.
Nah, but at that age, I wasn't really afraid of nothing.
You wasn't thinking at that age?
Yeah, I wasn't afraid of nothing.
Will you say those years were your rebellious years? Like, because when we were at that age, sometimes we don't care for nothing. Yeah. What made you not care? Like, what were you running from? Or
I don't know. I don't know. I just was raised like that, I guess. I wasn't scared. Like, I'd never seen my grandfather scared of anything, my mom scared of anything. Like, no matter who the person was, my mom would stand up to them when she had the store. So it was like, I never seen none of them scared, so I'm not gonna.
So you grew up around tough people that made you tough.
Exactly.
That's a good thing, I guess. What about the guy, for example? You think that was set stage? You think he knew you, that you carried jewelry and earned money, that he came after you?
Yeah, maybe, probably. I always thought that, but I don't know.
So you got shot. How was the pain? How was like?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Nah, it wasn't that bad.
What? I thank God that you're alive, because it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
One bullet hit you. How many shots came at you?
One. I don't really remember how many times he shot, but
was it point blank, or the gun went off as you were defending yourself?
Yeah, because he snatched the chain first, and then I grabbed the chain.
Oh.
And then that's when he tried to put the gun in my stomach, and I let go of the chain.
Right.
And we was tussling with the gun.
Oh, you don't play games.
That's why they hit me in the leg. That's the only reason why it hit me in the leg.
What? I see that. Wow. All right, let's talk about your hustle. I'm guessing you were what, 18 years old, 20 years old at that time that happened? How you made money that time? Because I know you were probably studying high school, I'm guessing? Or coming out of high school?
I was in high school, yeah.
Right, so how you made money? How you got all the nice clothes, all the nice chains? How you maintain yourself in that season of life?
Hustling, man.
Besides your mother, I know she was always a lady that had good money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You guys were off in that sense.
Yeah. We would help in the store and make a little money there, but you know, that's like our mother's store, so she wouldn't really pay us.
Right.
Freaking $100 a week.
You live for free, so.
Yeah, you live for free. You get $100 a week.
For free.
Yeah, exactly. So we had to find our ways. So, you know, we went to the street. That's when we made our money.
Interesting. I'm guessing hustling,
Yeah,
illegal
hustling.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the most money you made, I guess, in a week at that time that you said, whoa, this is life?
Oh, when I was young, probably 3,000-4,000.
For you, it was like, oh my God, because it was your first time.
When I was young. Yeah, when I was young.
Wow. So growing up in a good home, so I knew your mother personally. You had a job, even though you lived for free. What made you want to hustle? What made you get out there like that?
I guess the cars, the girls, that makes you that puts the battery on your back. You just want to live that life. And when that money's coming easy like that too, you just.
But somebody always gives you a cigarette to smoke, and that person is the one that's in trouble for making you do that. Who you saw or that said, try this, that you said, I want to hustle like that guy? Who was your role model at that time?
Well, not role model, but when my mother had the store, it was like 40 guys and selling in the corner right there back in the days. So I used to look at them and be like, damn, they making crazy money, man. Running to the cars, selling drugs. And I'm like, shit, I need to make that money too.
Interesting. I think that's how it is, man.
Yeah.
You see something and you want it. I can relate to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so who put you on in the sense like were you afraid in the first sale or an exchange or anything like that? How you start as a runner or what?
Yeah, basically like they will pay like to look out. Tell me if the cops are coming, like here and there they'll look out. Mm-hmm. So then I see that money, I'm like, shit. Imagine dealing it if I'm only getting paid like this, just looking out or holding it for them. It's like, I want to do that shit too.
Right.
So after a while, it's like, well, they end up getting locked up and everything. After a while, they're like, I want to do my thing now.
Right. So you got locked up for somebody else?
No, they got locked up. Like everybody got picked up.
That I know they got deported.
Yeah, they all got deported.
Because remember, you lived in a block, I lived a block over, and I remember some faces.
Yeah.
And as I knew, they got deported, and that's when I said to myself, they took over the block.
Yeah.
Tell me about that takeover.
That's what basically happened. He was like, we're going to do this shit now.
Was it the brothers?
Not really. It was mostly me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're the black sheep, like I said earlier.
Yeah, it was mostly me. And then like my older brother started doing his thing too.
Copy.
But my other brother, he was always a working guy. He never really
Copy.
Even though he fights, but he works. He just works.
Copy.
Yeah.
So when the guys got locked up or deported, that's when you guys took off the block of the drug users. You guys to supply to them. I'm guessing you knew the supplier of the ones that got deported.
Nah, we didn't know none of those. Everybody disappeared. Like everybody
out of nowhere.
So we had to get new customers, new everything.
You basically saw a chance.
Yeah, we saw a chance.
Opportunity, and you said, you know what, let's do this.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
I remember something of you a long time ago that was like, wow, my man made it. Was when you bought that burgundy GS300. Tell me about that. Tell me about that purchase, how you felt. Tell me how you rode up on the block and remember the music. Talk to me about that.
That was crazy, man. To this day, they mentioned that car.
I'm mentioning that car to you.
To this day, they mentioned that car.
How much you pay for that GS300? What year was it?
2004, I believe 2004.
Wow. Was it out the box at the dealership?
Yeah, it was out the box. I paid like almost like 30-something thousand at that time. I don't really remember. But I was young with that car, yeah. With
man.
21
more
inch
girls,
rims,
more hangouts.
Music, more girls, yeah.
For those who are watching, Roberto was holding it out with that car. That was like, the car of the neighborhood of Brooklyn, especially that specific car that rappers rapped about, like Jay-Z and them.
Yeah.
You coming through with a brand new rims and everything, it was killer for living in the hood where we lived at.
Yeah, because now everybody got nice cars. But that era, nobody had, like, you knew he was hustling, whoever had a nice car like that. And my brother had a Range Rover, so.
Right, actually, the Range Rover I got now is an 07 Range Rover. It's what your brother had
back then,
but brand
years
new.
ago, yeah.
Listen, when I saw him pull through a Range Rover, I said, man, I think I gotta get to the hustling game. He had a black Range Rover. What I'm driving now, years later in 2023, he had it out the box in the sense, fresh.
Yeah, man.
I remember that black Range Rover.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what kept you hustling?
I don't know. I just like the money.
Sorry, in this era, any kids, any married, any wife, any girlfriend, high school sweethearts?
Yeah, I had my high school sweetheart.
Okay.
Yeah, I had my high school sweetheart. And then in 2002, That's when I had my firstborn.
Okay.
So she mostly motivated me because I had no choice.
You had no choice
I had
but
to pay rent. I had to do, so I had no choice to keep going.
I'm sure she didn't say do that, but it motivated you as a man to provide for the house.
Yeah, to provide. And I was already making money, so I just continued like that.
Of course.
That's still what I knew, to make money.
Once you did that, you didn't have a normal job in that sense, because it was just too easy to produce.
Yeah, I didn't have a normal job. Nah, I didn't have a normal job.
Were you afraid of cops? Were they after you? Did you did jail time for the things you did back then in that sense?
No.
Never got caught?
I never got caught for drugs. Nah, I never got caught for drugs.
Okay.
I did time, but for
other stuff.
The gun shit, yeah, the gun charge.
So no, okay. How long you did when you did that thing?
10 months.
10 months. Talk to me about prison, because as a pastor that I am now, I've never been to prison, but I'm afraid of jail. And God has been sending me to preach into jail, but I know what happens in there. You know, I'm not that type of guy. I didn't have the life you had. Yeah. So I'm intrigued by like, well, how you live like that. But, you know, you get caught up in things. Give me an experience inside. You felt guilty. You said, I'm done. How do you feel inside jail? Yeah,
you say you done. If you got kids, especially you be like, man, I'm not even there for them. And you know, your mind start playing tricks on you. I mean, I could say I was lucky. I didn't really have no problems in jail. Like,
you have no fights?
No fights, no nothing.
There was no big man trying to son you?
Nah, nobody. I had slot time. Slot time is when you got a certain hour you use the phone. I got lucky. I was good. I didn't have no
problem. There was not even one type of altercation.
I seen thousands of fights.
Wow.
For real. I seen
those 10 months?
I seen thousands.
Rikers Island?
Yeah, Rikers Island. I seen thousands of fights. I even seen COs beating the shit out of people.
No, I know that exists.
You know?
Yeah.
Broken arm guy, you see him with a broken arm 1 week, a broken leg 1 week, and it be the COs doing that shit.
But on purpose?
Yeah.
To try to tame those rebellions?
They just don't care, man.
Yeah, we gotta pray for Rikers Island.
Yeah.
Any friends you saw in there?
I seen people that be like, yo, Birdo, and I didn't even know who they was, and they like, you Birdo from Bushwick.
They knew you because Pretty Boy Birdo, Hustler Birdo.
They knew me.
Yeah. So for those who are watching, Birdo was really known. He is a very down to earth guy. So when you meet him, you'll fall in love with him because he's just so approachable. And I guess that's why how do the girls? Like, it's so approachable from men and women. You know, it's just that dude.
Yeah.
I never seen you mad. I never seen you angry. At least, do you get really mad and angry? What triggers you?
I get mad. Yeah, I get mad, and I get mad really bad. That's why I try not to get mad. Like,
okay, so you're this nice guy, but once they trigger you, it's over.
Yeah, like it takes a lot for me to calm down. So
right, but it takes a lot for you to calm down, but it takes something easy to spark you up.
Yeah, I would say yeah. I can control it more now that I'm older.
Of course.
Now that but when I was younger, anything triggered me quick.
I never seen you mad and angry, obviously, because you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's who you're around too. Like, if you're around good people, you good. I'm good.
So when you were around these gangster friends that you had in the block, you felt you needed to act a certain way, or you were always the same?
But back then, I'm not even the same person that I was. Back then, I'll be like tough because I don't want nobody playing with me. I don't want nobody thinking they could play with me, or somebody else's friend think they could play with me. I didn't like that. Now I play all day. Now that don't bother me.
Right. Okay. What was the best moment in life?
The best moment of my life?
Yeah.
Having my kids.
Your firstborn?
All three of them.
All three of them, obviously. Yeah.
All three of them.
All right. What was your worst moment?
My worst moment was probably losing my mom and my grandfather.
Your grandfather went first, right?
No, my mother went first.
Your mother went first. How did that feel?
That was horrible, man. That was a horrible feeling. Till this day, it's a horrible feeling.
Grief is a horrible feeling. How were you coping? Did you turn to, I don't know, say substance, alcohol, hanging out? You know, people do different things. They express a different grief. What you do or did to keep you sane in that moment?
Nah, I don't even know, man. It's every day, even till now. It's been 7 years and I still cry like at night. Like, that shit is hard, bro.
Wow, man. I felt that one because I knew your mother personally.
Yeah,
that hit me hard too. And as you being a son, I'm sure it's tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
Wow. And what do you most remember about your mother?
You know, she'll do anything for any of her kids. Anything.
Any specific memory, like a kid jumping in the park with the mother, eating ice cream? Anything specific you remember about your mother as you was a child, one-on-one with your mother?
Nah, just basically always making sure we good, man. Food on the table, clothes, good clothes, you know, respect older people. Like she was good. She was great.
So now, how many months later did your grandfather pass away?
I would think probably like 2 years later.
Okay.
Yeah. And I seen him suffer that whole time for her.
Right, because I know he was.
He probably would have lasted longer. He suffered that whole time for her.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, but he suffered a lot. He stopped going outside.
Yeah.
He stopped walking, and that's when his legs started like giving out.
Okay. Did you ever know that you was in the wrong path when you started hustling or living the lifestyle that you desired because of the big drug lords in the block?
Yeah, I knew I was in the wrong path. I knew it was.
Did anything happen in between say I shouldn't be doing this?
Nah, not at that time.
Not at that time?
No, not at that time.
When was that time they say, I think I need to stop doing this? I probably have some kids. I need to chill. I could be dead or in jail.
Probably when I came out of jail.
After you did the 10 months?
Yeah, that's when I was like, damn, I can't really be doing this shit.
You started thinking this is not the life to
I
go.
was thinking while in there, because that's all you could do is think.
Think and do push-ups, right?
Yeah. So once you come out, you be like, yeah, man.
Wow. Okay, you thought about that, but what really made you change your life? Would it be the birth of your children? Like when you say, I need to go into a narrow path, the straight path of life?
Well, when I went in, my son wasn't even walking yet.
Wow.
So when I come out, he's walking. So you're like, I'm not trying to miss none of that shit no more.
Right.
So those are things that messes with you. So
Did he come see you?
Yeah, he would come, but he was too little.
How was the feeling for you as a man, knowing that you gotta do time and knowing that you did something wrong, because obviously you lacked up for something you did, knowing that you can be with your son and see him grow up? How that feel as a man to you? And
it feels feeling, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to go through that shit again.
Yeah. And what we told kids that are maybe starting to hustle, living the lifestyle that you lived, what will you tell them right now?
Shit.
Is it worth it?
I don't think it's worth it, man. It's not worth it. People only see it worth it when they get away, but it don't be worth it when you get caught. It's not worth it.
Of course not.
It's not worth it at all. Like, I know people that's been hustling and get caught 10 years of their life, 8 years, 9 years of their life, 14 years of their lives.
So it's not worth being that popular guy in the block, having the cars, having the girls, having the fame, living the high life, the limelight, like they say, but then to not have nothing at all. Because I can relate to that in some way. How does that feel? Like, will you trade time back?
Yeah, I would change it. Yeah, I would change it. Certain things I'll change.
What will you change? If you can elaborate, what will you do different?
I'll be smarter with money. I'll tell you that much. Smarter with money.
So you're saying you received a lot of money, but you spent it?
Yeah, you spend, man. The faster that come in, the faster it goes, man.
What did you spend your money on?
Going out, drinking, clubbing, clothes, jewelry,
Any
traveling. Yeah, everything.
Wow.
Everything expensive. I'm telling you, the more money you make, the more you spending. Because you think, I'll make that tomorrow, or I'll make that next week.
Right.
And then it be coming weeks that you don't make it, and you spend that, and you're like, damn.
Okay.
Be like that.
Decline.
But my downfall was when I bought the store. That was my downfall.
Tell me about the store.
Yeah, I bought the store.
A bodega, right?
A bodega, yeah, the deli. And that's it, I was done. I was like, I'm gonna buy this legit business and work my way up, buy my houses and everything legit. And it didn't go as planned. So I ended up losing so much money in that store.
In what way? Meaning you wasn't prepared for what was coming to financially, or it wasn't selling,
It wasn't selling yet. And my mother died like that same year that I bought the store. My mother passed away. So wow. I lost basically it was like to make her proud. And then I lost the love of it. And then it just went downhill. But not only my store, like in that area, like 6 bodegas freaking closed.
Do we blame it on gentrification?
It could be. It could be. We don't know exactly what happened, but it started, and BJ's and all these other stores that were buying supermarkets. Yeah, So it went down bad, you know.
You're right, because at our time when we were younger, that bodega of your mother was a spot.
That was a supermarket. Rice, big rice, everything was like
that was
everybody go there.
But times have changed nowadays.
Now
with
changed,
the apps,
big times.
People order food online and things like that.
Yeah, bodegas only sell sandwiches and beers.
Beers. They make 20, 30 cents of potato chips.
Yeah, exactly.
When you said, I think I have to close, when you took the loss, when you said, you know what, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I wasn't making enough for the rent. The rent alone was like $3,000 a month. And then the light was like $2,000 a month. So it's like, I can't, and then the employees. So it wasn't adding up.
Were you able to sell it?
Yeah, I sold it, but it don't. So what happened was I invested a lot in it. I fixed it up, basically gutted it out, and invested.
It's nice that it's debuting you.
Exactly. But the store you can't sell it for how it looks. It's for the sales.
For what produced.
So I only ended up selling it for not even half the money I spent there. Not even half, nowhere near half. So I lost big time.
Yeah, that's how business is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously you didn't get to buy the house you wanted because that was the plan.
Yeah, that was the plan, you know.
So what happened then after that to your life?
After that, I tried to do something new, move my family to Florida.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was doing Uber out there for a while.
Okay.
And then they decided that they didn't want to live in Florida no more.
Okay.
So they wanted to come back to New York. So we came back to New York. And everything was good. Then I was like, I can't find no job in New York, so I gotta get back.
We're getting older now. Things have changed. So I'm listening to a different Roberto than the pretty boy Lexus 300 Roberto, money in the pocket, girls everywhere. Now what you're telling me is life is not always like that. It's a dream.
Yeah,
you live for a moment.
Yeah, all that's for moments, man. All that's moments.
What would the Roberto now tell the young Roberto when he just started hustling at that moment? What would be the advice to yourself years ago that would you change to maybe be better off now in that sense?
I'll just save everything, man. I'll save everything. I'll forget about the going out, the drinking, everything. I'll save every single dime just to secure this future.
Your baby mother, I say that now, what were the best times between you guys?
Just seeing how give birth to my kids.
Did she splurge with you? Did she fly with you out?
Yeah,
did she go drinking with you?
She lived an amazing life. I spoiled her. She lived an amazing life. My kids too, they did everything. They've been to every water park there is in New York. They had a great life.
Okay. When you guys separated, not when, but what reason you got separated? Do you think it's because you had too much limelight, you were too busy with what you were doing?
Oh, we started young.
You did start young.
Yeah, we started young. So
high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
9th grade?
Way before. Yeah. She was 15. She was 15. I was 16.
Wow.
So yeah, we started young. So
amazing.
You know, people grow apart. People grow apart.
What will you tell her now if she's listening to this video? And she sees this Roberto now, but the one that she knew back then before you had the money, before you had the fame, before Roberto came, the hood star. What will you tell her right now if she's watching this video?
Nah, nothing really. Nothing. I guess, you know, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from her. We learned a lot from each other, basically, but I wouldn't really say much. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
What about your children? Do they know who you were back then?
Nah. They probably heard. They probably heard, maybe. Yeah, my oldest probably heard like who I was and everything, because she be always telling me when she was younger, she'd be like, you know everybody knows you. I used to go to Knickerbocker and people be like, you Roberto's daughter, you know, shit like that. So,
wow, they know but not in detail.
Yeah, not in details, exactly.
How do you think they feel after watching this video of who the father was? Because we're talking to a rock star, for those who are watching here, in front of our eyes. But things didn't turn out like that dream that we all have, you know, that dream. Because I can relate to that. Okay, if you could go back and change something, what would you do in a sense? What would you do different, man? I should have caught that. I should have done this like this.
They just basically save up the money. That's it. Because I don't really regret things like that because I learned from that. I learned a lot from all that. From my past, I learned a lot. So I don't really regret none of that.
Okay.
I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for all that, for all those mistakes and ups and downs. So I don't really regret it. Just save all that money.
Okay.
Yo, but believe it or not, whoever, like people that's working legit got more than hustlers right now, man. I'm telling you.
The game is
they got more than hustlers, man. They got their houses. They got everything. All the hustlers, like in my era, they don't really have nothing because too busy partying and.
They remain legends.
That's it.
That's it. We hear the names. Dead or alive or in jail.
Yeah. Damn, you remember this guy? He was a millionaire. Oh. But he's in jail.
Do you feel like people say that about you? Yeah, I remember Berta when
they say it. They say. I'm pretty sure they say it. They
how do you feel? Like, man, they used to look up to me. Maybe they don't look up to me now. How do you? Like, how does it feel to you?
I don't let it get to me.
You outgrew that.
Yeah, I don't let it get to me.
Well, you're alive. You're not in jail.
That's it. Nobody telling me what to do.
You're looking good.
Yeah, that's it.
What do you think about this generation compared to your generation? Because in our generation, you know, we had real gangsters.
Yeah.
You know, you saw color flags, Bloods, Crips, Kings in the streets. You don't see that no more. Yeah. Now it's more hitting. But how do you compare that generation of hustling to now? Because now I heard it's about scams, about fraud and things like that. What can you say about that?
Well, this generation is horrible right now, man. For real. Before was more respect, more
honor.
And honor, yeah. Like now they don't care about nothing. Now they don't care if you their brother, their father. They don't care if they grew up with you. They don't care about nothing. They're gonna stab you in the back.
Wow.
They don't care no more. This generation is.
So back then there was a code of honor and respect.
Yeah, of course.
To your status, OG.
Yeah.
Or
back then, if you backstab somebody or something, the whole crew won't.
Gotcha.
Now if he talks about you,
they go live.
Yeah, they everybody hanging out with. He'll talk crap to me about you, and we'll hang out together. Like they like that now.
But that was a no in your time.
No, you couldn't do that back then.
Because what I see nowadays is, if I have beef with you, I'll go live and I'll hurt you live, whatever I use in my hand, and they'll go viral, but then you go locked up. I think that's stupid. What do you think about that? Like,
yeah, before they have problems, they take care of it, and nobody will know.
It was to the grave.
It's to the grave. Nobody will know nothing.
So what do you tell this new generation? Because right now they're making more money than what you made back then. Because fraud,
they're making a lot of money.
Credit card scam, they make millions compared to what in our ancient time people standing in a corner hustling, rain or shine.
I don't know if they're making more money than we was back then. They just make it faster now. Faster now. They're not making more money than we did.
Right.
But they're making it way faster now.
Right. So what I'm understanding, people are fake now. They're weak-minded. They don't follow the street code. That's back then.
Yeah.
And they're kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Because they love to tag everywhere they go. They film everything. That's when they get caught.
Yeah.
Okay. What advice you learned in life that you can tell the viewers as we conclude this video? You know, do this, don't do that, go this route better. In that sense, what will you tell viewers right now that are all over the world watching this video?
I would tell them to stay legit. If you really want to get somewhere, you stay legit, man. You get your house, your family, and that shit's worth more than anything, man.
Okay. Final question, in conclusion, what about God? What was God in your life at that time? And or what do you think about Jesus at that time? Church? Were you religious in some type of way?
Yeah, we was religious. You know, my mom always talked about God.
Right.
We love God. To this day, I love God. I talk to God daily. But I don't know. That life was just different. Like, I don't feel like that life had anything to do with God, really. You pick up that life since you little and you...
Right. What's your model for living now? What motivates you now? I know your kids are kind of grown now.
Yeah, my kids, though. That's the only real reason I can say.
Okay.
My kids. That's who keep me pushing, who keep me going, and who I want to leave property for and everything. Just my kids.
Where's Snowboarder gonna be at in 3 years, and in 5 years, and in 10 years?
Where I'm gonna be at?
What's your plan? What's your goal in a sense?
Owning property, and just living life, like relaxing. That's it.
Okay. Well, this has been my story. Roberto, thank you for being here with us. An honor.
Thank you for having me.
And I pray that this video will go all over the world. People be inspired to know about your life and be inspired with something. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Take care.